Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction for you guys. Today guys, of course, we're here continuing the journey of the Batman. This is the Batman Season 1, Episode 3, titled Traction. The first two episodes were freaking great from this show. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed that first episode, The Bat and the Belfry, which was, of course, the introduction of Joker, and pretty much the introduction of all of this in terms of this Batman, this Alfred, all this kind of stuff, and kind of the dynamic of what's happening in Gotham and the whole idea of him being a myth, you know, Batman being this urban legend, this myth. Then episode 2 called the Cobblepot, which of course brought Cobblepot back to Gotham. He had been gone for a while, and there's a whole situation there in terms of him trying to rebuild the Cobblepot name and going about the wrong way and using all these different variety of birds to steal people's precious jewels and shit. Like, it was just like craziness, but it's definitely a Cobblepot scheme for sure. And I'm really enjoying how they're progressing the show so far in terms of the detectives, of course. I think his name is Ethan. I'm pretty sure that's his name. Anyways, I'm bad with names, so I'm going to try to start remembering these names over time of characters that are not in the normal tradition of, you know, Batman and everything. Because, of course, Bruce Wayne, I know that name, Alfred, of course. But, you know, with these other characters, I'm still trying to learn them in terms of these detectives and everything, trying to track down the Batman, even though he is best friends with the detective. So, or at least the one that's on the case for sure. And so it's pretty crazy. I'm enjoying the show. I'm enjoying the dynamic of it. I like the tone of it, and I think the visuals are pretty interesting. It's definitely different. People have been pointing this out. Well, yeah, this show is definitely different. It is. It is for sure. But I like the fact that it is different. Because if it was, you know, kind of the same as, you know, the Batman animated series from the 90s, Kevin Conroy, I'd be like, oh, they're just kind of copy and pasting. I like the fact that they're switching it up. You know, they're making it its own thing. I like that. So let's get into it now, guys. Let's check it out and see what they show us with episode 3, Traction.
I found a solution to our problem. A mercenary.
You sure you did?
For some physical enhancements. Gentlemen, meet Bane.
Bane?
Just because he wears a mask doesn't make him some kind of Superman.
Superman.
Much more to me
Ooh.
than meets the eye. Master Bruce!
That chips and bean dip? Oh! Bruce!
Construction? This time of night.
That's not construction. Oh, Jesus. Oh, they didn't want to show that. They had to have in the dark. A lot of information from the Batwave. Suit up!
Money's still here.
So, it was a trap.
The Batman.
Uh-oh. Yep. Ooh. I'm faster.
You can start with name and motive.
Yep.
I am Bane.
Bane. Oh, he turns red. Oh, shit. Okay. I didn't know the Red Hulk was in this show. That's Marvel. Wrong company. I noticed there he was breathing hard, so he's getting tired. Exactly. I was gonna say, hey, he's a... Wow. He's massive. I mean, I already knew he was big, but Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, this is not good. Pocket change? What was that for? Like, what was the purpose of flipping it? He could barely get up. Bane could have crushed the car, too. He could have went, I'm gonna kill this car. I know, that's the same voice. Uh-oh. I mean, I just saw it. I can show you the footage. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
If we find the patient, we find our Batman. Come on, let's secure the scene.
Oh, that drives the car. Yeah, he has that autopilot or whatever, or however. I don't fucking know. Anyways.
We're nearly to the hospital, sir.
No hospital.
Merely
Yeah.
a flesh wound. Oh,
Yeah, bullshit. Yep. They're waiting for anybody to show up with a bat suit. Well, it's good you had all that stuff there, and it's good that you have training, because he'd be fucked if you didn't have the training or that stuff wasn't there. Oh, the origin. Okay. Is that Jim? That's Jim. Hey.
Here for you, son.
Bane takes whatever he wants.
Pretty much. Uh-oh. Oh, Jesus Christ. You got him flying like that?
Rumored he hasn't been seen or heard from since this Bane came on the scene.
We're operating under the assumption that the Batman is no more.
Wow.
Do try and rest, sir. I'll spread word.
Bruce Wayne can never rest. This man always has his mind racing and shit.
Your favorite, sir.
He's gone. He's gone. Exactly.
But know that if you intend to face this Bane again, sir, you may need to find another butler slash physician slash getaway driver. Let's get to work, shall we?
Okay. I knew he was gonna leave, but like, I understand his frustration because he's trying to protect Bruce. Give me what I want. Jesus. So, yeah, you don't need to be here. Crush that, that kid's approved gun. Oh! Oh my god. That's pretty cool. So Batman is now Iron Man. Kinda. Yeah, you better run. Yeah. Ooh. Careful. There you go. Ooh. Yeah, okay, so what's the plan here, man? What's the plan? Say, there's a helicopter there. They're gonna explode? Yeah, pretty much. Oh, sword! You mean Bat Iron Man, the BATBOT.
Dispatch, cancel backup. You cannot beat.
Burn. I mean burn. Okay, yeah, okay. This is not good. Oh, shit.
Some dignity last time.
Oh, shit. Uh-oh. What the fuck? Alright. He figured it out.
But who Bane struggled with remains
I mean, we know who, or whatever.
So, the Batman returned.
Ow. You're requiring the back.
Ow. I don't know.
I just need to watch those sudden moves.
It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan. Apologies. I mean, hey, I found an excuse. Bane's in the episode, but really good episode. I liked it for a number of reasons. A lot of things to discuss in terms of that brief shot of, you know, what happened, of course, in the alleyway and everything, and that we did get to see it, like the implication of it, and Bane and everything. There's a lot of things. So, opening of the episode. We have some, not up to no good people. Not up to no good. They're not up to any good. And they found this guy who went some sort of transformation in the Amazons or whatever, Bane. Interesting design, and people have been pointing out there's some interesting designs for sure for some of the villains. I mean, Joker has a unique design. Penguin looks kind of like Penguin, but Bane, very different in a number of ways. But I like the voice, and I like the fact that he was hired, of course, to take out the Batman, and he lures him there pretty effectively too. Because first of all, why is a banker truck or a truck full of cash driving around this late at night delivering money from one area to another? Wouldn't they do this during the day with an escort or something, like, you know, with other vehicles, police vehicles, you know, going with them? Don't know why they're driving down some really empty streets. I don't okay. So Bane just, you know, tears into the truck but leaves the money. His whole point is get the Batman there. Batman. So he shows up and you realize quickly, oh, the money's not gone. And then there's Bane. And then when he hits that device, he turns into the Red Hulk. I made that joke, but he turns into the giant Bane. Everything changes. Now, I think this was pretty effective for a number of reasons. Number one, Batman, for the past 3 years, before I think the show actually started in terms of the timeline, it seems he really hasn't faced anything to this level. And then he faces the Joker, faces Penguin, and now he's facing a foe that has this ability to transform himself from a size similar to Batman into this giant Juggernaut. They even said the word, he's a Juggernaut, you know. Obviously, they didn't call him Juggernaut, but he's Bane. But they said a Juggernaut-sized guy. And he wipes the floor, destroys Bruce, like almost kills him. And I'm sitting there going, I don't know how he's going to combat this. But it opens right before he even goes to the location where Bane, of course, setting the trap. He's working on a device where he's controlling these arms, like these giant metallic robotic arms. And I'm like, okay, that may tie into something later. I wasn't expecting within this episode, but the whole Bane thing, it makes more sense. And him almost getting killed kind of showed how far this will take him in the future, in terms of this is how far it could go for you as being Batman in the future, because you may face Bane again or somebody down the road that is as strong, and you may almost die in the process. So I think it might have given Bruce a wake-up call. Maybe. They really didn't specify that, but I think this may have given him a wake-up call, because so far, he's not really had to deal with any sort of villain on this level in terms of strength. It's pretty insane. But I think it needed to happen early on in the show in terms of he's been an urban legend, and now with the show actually showing us the timeline instead of us telling us, now we're seeing, okay, this is where it could go in terms of the villains and how intense this could be. Also, Alfred, for a brief second, saying you would have to find somebody else to take care of you because I can't do this. Because he's trying to find that balance. And it feels like Alfred has conflicting thoughts about Bruce being Batman. He said it several times throughout the show so far, and he said it here again. You know, maybe with the Batman presumed to be gone, because when Yin and Bennett were questioned by that reporter who was like, they just crashed on into the scene. Say, the rumor has it the Batman hasn't been seen since he first encountered Bane, or he hasn't been seen in weeks. Like we're under the presumption that he's dead, or that he's no longer around. And then Alfred says, in response to that, from the news, saying, well, maybe this is the time for the Batman to go away and for Bruce Wayne to heal and to move on. I don't think Bruce Wayne can move on. I don't think that's in the cards for Bruce Wayne. But I get Alfred's point, because he's worried for him. Because when you see the flashback, and there's young Bruce, he has that hat on covering his face, you see the tears rolling down, he has the pearls, there's Jim. That was pretty awesome. That had to be Jim Gordon. Had to be. I mean, the mustache, it had to be Jim Gordon. But anyways, he says, someone's here for you. And there's a young Alfred. What it's telling me, of course, and this is in all iterations of the Batman, you know, stories, whether it's comics, live action, animation, whatever. Alfred has a deep, you know, bond with Bruce and loves him like a son and cares for me. There's a fucking fly in my face. Get out of my face, fucking asshole. Anyways, I'm trying to get to a point here, fucker. So he has this deep connection with Bruce. He loves him like a son. He doesn't want to, and especially now with what happened to Bruce in this episode with Bane, he does not want to see Bruce hurt. He wants to help him. So for Bruce to, of course, disobey orders and get out of bed and go work on this mechanical, you know, BATBOT, as they called it, this robot, it really hurt him. But then he realizes, I can't leave Bruce. If I leave Bruce, he's going to die out there. Because Alfred had to go pick him up, and then Bruce had to hit that thing on his belt to autopilot the car. I'm surprised Bane didn't destroy the car when he first fought Batman, but, you know. So Bane was on a crazy, you know, tear for like a couple weeks. They said 3 weeks since he showed up. So it's been a couple weeks past. And then Bruce shows up with the BATBOT. And he's controlling it like Iron Man. Like how Tony would control the Hulk armor suit. It's pretty crazy. But it also showed that this wasn't him creating the BATBOT, him creating this giant robot to face Bane in terms of strength, it didn't automatically mean that Bane was just going to start losing, because Bane was destroying the hell out of the robot. He tore off an arm. He was slicing that helicopter rotor, the blade, slicing it through the damn robot, and almost completely cracked it open, revealing who Batman is, when he could have taken the mask off of Batman when he first fought him, but whatever. But he wanted to at that point. Okay. And then, of course, Bruce won, and then he's still injured. And the BATBOT is destroyed at this point. Like, it needs to be repaired, but I like the design of it too. But yeah, it was a pretty crazy episode. Pretty crazy episode. And look, Yin and Bennett, they're still on this. They're trying, like, Bennett, of course, has the benefit of the doubt because he believes in the Batman. And Yin is like, well, I mean, a masked individual could be Batman. At first, when the call came in for Bane knocking over that the truck full of money to lure Batman in, Yin was like, well, maybe Batman realized being a vigilante doesn't pay. It's like, trust me, Bruce Wayne is not worried about money. But and they mention Wayne Tech or Wayne Enterprises, whatever. They mentioned that in this episode in terms of, I wonder if the people over there at my company would be happy with the stuff they've been working on is being used to help the Batman. So that was pretty interesting to kind of reference that because we haven't really seen that in terms of like talking about the company and everything. But yeah, there's a pretty intense episode. I think Bruce hopefully will have a wake up call and really see that there's a lot more that's going to be going on into this in terms of Gotham, because they mentioned in the last episode, Bennett makes the point about, I'm glad that these villains bring out the Batman. And then Bruce was saying, well, I hope that it's not the other way around where, Batman being around brings out the villains. And maybe that's the case. It's going to be a situation where villains are going to come out just because they want to, and it's just going to happen if Batman rises up to face it. And there's going to be villains that come out because the Batman is out. So it's going to be like a balancing situation. So we'll see. Because Bane showed up only because of the Batman. I don't think Bane would have showed up to Gotham just because. I could be wrong. But the way it was set up in this episode, he was hired to show up to Gotham to face Batman, to take care of the problem, the Batman. So, interesting stuff there. But overall, really enjoyed the episode. It's great stuff. I'm really enjoying the hell out of the show. I'm loving the dynamic of these characters. I'm liking the storylines they're telling and the designs as well. They're definitely unique and different, but I'm enjoying the hell out of it. Can't complain. So what do you guys think of the episode? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you have, guys, let me know in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.